Yo, we back. It's your boy Beezo, the Talk Night Podcast. We back with another one. I got my guy Nevin with me. Nevin, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? How you feeling? Hope you're having a good morning, good night, or good evening, whichever one you decide to listen to us on. We appreciate you nonetheless.
Absolutely. We back with another one. Before we even get started, just want to give a rest in peace to Canoe Rochford, young man that lost his life over the weekend
Sure.
out in Harlem
Rest in peace.
at the Kingdom tournament. Senseless gun violence. Summer was going good. Um, Thought he was gonna have a real good summer, and got hit with that news. He was a good dude. He went to Fairleigh Dickinson, FDU, played for them. Well known out in Brooklyn. That's where he was from. Gersh, Zone Six tournament. Pretty much known by most people that was in that basketball AAU or basketball summer tournaments. Again, we lost a life for no reason. We got to stop this senseless gun violence. Get back to having a good time. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to the family and any friends that knew him or was affected by that, and anybody that was affected, and also the two people that were injured that same
Hmm.
day recovering now. Speedy recovery to them, and hopefully, we don't hear nothing stupid like this for the rest of the summer. Did you know
Sure.
or know of him or know him now?
I did not know him. I'm almost 100% sure I probably seen him or watched him in a summer tournament, whether it been at Rucker or one of them high school gyms somewhere. But because we were real close in proximity, I'm from Washington Heights, so he's from Crown Heights. We had to be in the same area, and we're about the same age, so same grade. I'm gonna think everything like that. So rest in peace to him. It does hit home a little bit closer because, of course, me and him are the same age, born same
Yeah,
year, so it hits a little bit closer to home. And come on, New York, we got to stop the senseless violence. I know me and you, we ain't really there anymore, but bro, to hear when these things happening at home is kind of rough.
yeah, man. Especially seeing how the summer was going for New York.
For sure, for
Just
sure.
watching it from afar, seemed like
Hmm.
everybody was having a good time. Everything was going smooth, and for somebody to do that, especially for these tournaments, it's supposed to be hollow ground. You're supposed to be protected
For
as
sure.
women, children, and when you step on that court, you're supposed to be protected by the neighborhood. Neighborhood know better than that. So, hopefully, somebody step up and say something. I hope it ain't one of those things where it's no snitching type of thing, because clearly, somebody got to answer for this, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You got people who come out there to enjoy these tournaments, have a good time, and
for
get
sure.
away from the stupidness of the day or the week or the month. And, these games are supposed to be, for the proverbial let your hair down and enjoy
Yeah,
yourself for a couple hours, man.
yeah, for sure. Because that's what it was when we was young, man. We used to go everywhere,
Yeah,
especially for these tournaments, and we knew, hey, at least we knew no BS was gonna happen at the tournaments. You understand? We used to go to Dykeman. We used to go to the out to Harlem. We used to go out the Queens watch basketball, and we know nothing would happen. And just to hear this, it shows you that it's a different time. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
absolutely different
it shows you
time,
that
man.
it's a different
Because
time.
yeah, coming up, Gauchos, Riverside,
Gauchos for sure.
moving around the city, and you get to these basketball games, and it was time. It's time. It's like a timeout.
Hmm.
Regardless, if you see people, if you had issues, coming up, I didn't really have issues, but people that did have issues, it was dead during that time. Once it let out, that's a whole different story, and you move it away from, the tournament. You move it away from the venue. You do that somewhere
Hmm.
else if it had to get done.
For
But
sure.
now these young kids, man, they don't have no respect for anything like authority. They don't have no respect for the OGs. You're supposed to respect the OGs. You don't want to respect the police. At least respect the OGs, and not do that right there. Whatever was going on, I don't know that man's personal life. So, but from what I heard, he was a good dude, like I said. So I'm going off of that, and if anything, you could have let that go, man, for that night,
It's a
and
fact.
because two other people got shot, and it could have been worse, man. You could have got some kids, hurt. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whoever's,
And that's a
everybody,
and that's a broader conversation when you talk about how the generations are different. Because I think my generation might be the last one or maybe a generation after mine, but I want to say my generation of millennials are the last people who respect people above them and know not to. We were the last people that uphold that culture where you don't go place and you disrespectful to the ground, you disrespectful to the place. Like everywhere is open season now,
Yeah.
and it's from the music to it's just everything. Everything is open season now. You can do whatever you want, and it's either gonna go viral and everybody gonna laud you or take you down or cancel you, whatever. And there's no respect, there's no shame, there's no nothing no more. No, so these things are gonna happen, and it's sad that it had to happen to Canoe, but you know, it's the society we live in now, bro. Like it's not 2008 no more, where we used to be able to run around and do things, and we get into a fist fight. Everything is guns now. Everything is gun violence. Everything's brought to guns. It's sometimes the situation don't even call for it, but it's brought to guns. It's brought to somebody had to lose their life. And this is a really sad situation when you really look into it and read about it. And now they're, the killer, the shooter is at large.
Yeah, he's still out there, so he's still dangerous. You don't know what's going on, and it's a lack of accountability. Because I'm a little older than you, so it's a lot of accountability. I see guys that I grew up with; they want to still be out there with these young kids, shoulder to shoulder, sitting on the stoop, sitting outside, talking about their YN and or whatever the case is. However this slang is, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm not hip to it.
But coming up, man, you was able to. I mean, I'm from the east side of Harlem, so you can go west side, you can go, downtown, you go to Brooklyn. We going downtown Manhattan. We going everywhere, and it's love because you there for you coming to either enjoy yourself. You bringing five to the court. Who got five in whatever neighborhood? You running fives.
And regardless.
Yeah.
Right, and regardless, when I was growing up, regardless of where you was from, because a lot of the times you used to have beef with people from Queens, you used to have beef with people from all over Washington Heights, you used to have beef with people from downtown Brooklyn, just everywhere. And if it was hoops, all that was put to the side. We was just somebody was gonna give you 30 on the court, and then you could talk about it maybe tomorrow or the next day. But it wasn't this. It wasn't getting shot on the court. It wasn't getting shot around that's what made New York the Mecca, because basketball kind of solved everything. Like everybody would just be on the side. Yeah, everybody would be on the side and not worried about all that type of stuff. But everybody got something with them now. Everybody got a piece with them. And these things happen. It really draws you back, and it makes you think about what we went through as children. And I think maybe I got the last, and I continue saying it, and I say it to all my friends and people who are back home, and I tell them, I think I got the last remnants of top tier New York, tri-state area, the greats, like when we had those summers when you would go out and you could see the stars. You was out at Dykeman and you could see a Jewels, you could see all these people, and there wasn't any beef. I mean, it was beef, but it wasn't.
It was tangible. Like it was like everybody's. They know. Okay, I'm out here with the people. Nothing gonna happen to me because it's just this is what we do.
Because this is home. This is home.
Yeah, it's home.
That's what
it's
that's what
it
was.
And people was coming for that. People was coming for the game, but also a lot of people was coming to the city to see these stars in that atmosphere of they real people, they tangible, like I said. And now, and I think it's these young kids don't get punched in the chest enough. I'm gonna be honest with you,
bro.
Like OGs, they used to rough you up if you was acting up because you represented them.
Bro, can I tell you?
These OGs is scared because these young dudes, they can't fight. So if you can't fight, you gonna pick up a weapon.
Yeah, they pulling.
And then you want to be tough with the weapon. I'm like,
it don't make any sense. They pulling it.
Stay home, man.
Yeah, it don't matter. That no matter what's going on, it's like they gotta pull it. Like for what? Me and you arguing about the last drink at the bodega. You pulling it for what?
Yeah, because they can't fight. They scared. They can't fight. And they don't want to be embarrassed, and that's the problem. And the thing is, they don't want to be embarrassed because nobody gonna do nothing but pull a phone out, and nobody want to go viral. But you gonna go to prison for something stupid, and now two people done lost their lives, one to prison and one to the
Gun
funeral
violence.
home
Yeah,
over stupidness. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I was pissed off when I heard that because I'm like, yo, I'm way down in Texas, so I'm living
yeah,
vicariously through the Instagram, and I'm like, oh, it's a good time. We know the Knicks just won, so it's
for
been
sure.
good vibes all summer. It's like it's supposed to be when New York win big. You're supposed to consistently have a good time, and that should have been protocol immediately. But you got knuckleheads, man, and hopefully they do right and bring this dude, whoever it was, to
Hmm.
justice, either one way or the other, because karma's a bitch. But
Yeah,
we praise to his family, praise to those that got hit, praise to the friends, and
for
everybody
sure.
stay safe,
Yeah,
because the games will still go on, so everybody stay safe. But speaking of games, of course we got summer league in the NBA. It's been interesting. Have you been
yeah.
watching the summer league at all, or
I
highlights
have.
or anything like that?
I caught the first two Knicks games. I haven't really been watching too much. I watched the two Knicks games. I watched the AJ DeBansta and the Darren Peterson showdown, and I just happened to be watching the Darren Peterson his first game. So I'm not saying I was like fully invested, but I've been watching. I kind of just wanted to see what they was coming with.
Yeah.
See what type of players they really were. Because I mean, I watched a little bit of them in college, but to see them in the NBA and to see them doing what they're doing now is pretty dope too. Caleb Wilson is also
Oh,
another guy that I was
I was gonna
watching.
mention him. I was gonna
Yeah,
mention him
Caleb
just
Wilson, another
now.
guy I was watching.
Man, let me tell you something. I watch. I ain't really watch full games, but I watch highlights of Darren Peterson. I
Hmm.
watch because I wanted to see the transition for him. I watch AJ DeBanster. I didn't really get to see Cam Boozer like that, and then Caleb Wilson jumped off the page to me off of what
Oh
I was
my!
seeing that first game. He's pulling up from three, smooth. I think he like 6'10".
Did you
He's
watch
like
him in
smooth
college?
with it, huh?
Did you watch him any in college at all?
I watched him in college, and it's funny because when I watched him against Duke as my college team. So, I don't really rock with North Carolina like that. But I watched the game, and I was watching him, and I'm like, I know how college games are. It's more team oriented. It's more play within the system. But I'm looking at him, and the same thing I thought with AJ DeBanster. I'm like, there's more to Caleb Wilson's game than he can actually show in college. And
So, have you ever heard the saying about North Carolina where they say their players always end up? All right. So, for example, Michael Jordan was at North Carolina, and they said who was the best, who was the only person that could contain him, quote unquote. And they said Dean Smith
pretty,
because they were always beholden to the system. I think the same thing is going on now. Um, don't knock me. I'll be better at this because I don't know who the coach is. I want to say it's Hubert Davis, is it?
Hubert Davis, I think they fired him, or they was in the process. I'm not. I think they fired him. And is it was his son that was coaching the Bulls? Did he take the job?
Billy Donovan?
Did he?
I'm about to look because
Let me look there.
I'm sorry for sounding like not privy because I don't really I stopped watching college basketball a little while ago
It's
after the
cool, but
BS.
I definitely get what you're saying because but this past year, I know how it's been one and done. So a lot of players, they want to showcase, but for him,
Oh,
I was looking and I was like, yo, he has a smooth game that's you can still see him trying to break out. I don't if you watch any of his highlights in college, you can see him trying to
mhm.
break out. And then when I watched that, even though it's summer league, so he playing against players he may not ever see again, but talent is talent, and like it's just smooth for him getting to the basket. Like I watched some highlights earlier today. He had a super huge dunk on somebody and still pulling up. So he remind me he's like Tracy McGrady with a little bit of KG in him
Okay.
from watching him.
Hmm.
And same thing with AJ DeBanster, but I like Caleb Wilson better because it seems like he was more under control and a little bit more efficient than DeBanster.
I'm giving him 100%. I don't know about the Tracy McGrady portion, but I do see a lot of KG in his game. but a little bit more of a more modern KG.
Yeah,
And
and I was saying the McGrady because of his he has a wider range as far as where he can shoot from.
okay,
Like
okay,
KG
that makes sense.
was 18 feet and in.
Yeah, but
KG was going for them long twos. He
right. But
couldn't
what I'm saying,
really.
so what I'm trying to intimate is, you don't think that KG would have, like, had he been maybe in like his fourth or fifth, I want to say that right around his prime right now, he'd have that three. I think KG had that three. So that's the only thing I was intimating. I'm not trying to step on your toes, but
No, no, no. And just to correct it, Mike Malone, former
Mike
Denver
Malone,
coach,
like, yeah, I
he
just pull
took
it up.
over the Carolina coaching, but Hubert Davis was Caleb Wilson's coach
Okay,
last year.
okay.
So but I hear what you're saying. Absolutely, it's more KG, but
Hmm.
I know I just think it's just his pull up game is
It's
smooth.
nasty.
It's smooth. His
It's
pull up game
nasty.
is nasty. That's why I was like Tracy McGrady, because Tracy McGrady can put. I seen him pulling up in summer league, and I'm like, he pulling up contested jumpers and knocking them down. Like, and
Hmm.
it's not even where he's like uncomfortable. Like that was something I used to see McGrady do. He can just pull up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's focused between him and the rim, and whoever was even contesting it couldn't. Um, bother him. So, but
Hmm.
definitely, I see a lot of KG. I think when he gets to the season, he'll be more 15 feet in slash to the basket. When he gets around, other players that are more of his talent level.
But he got the
Than
he
the
got the
NBA.
he got the green light in Chicago right now, though, right? Because who's there? I mean,
You got who you got? You got son that came from OKC. Um,
okay, you got Giddy, Josh Giddy.
Giddy, triple double. So that should be good for him because Giddy can get him in his right position. And then you got
Mm-hmm.
the foreign kid that they took like fourth a couple years
Buzelis,
ago, but zealous. So
Buzelis.
that's a nice little And then you got Norman Powell. So I don't know if he got the complete green light because Norman Powell did sign there from Miami,
Yeah,
and
he
so
got a pretty decent green light then.
yeah, so
He got a
he gonna get
he
the
gonna be
green
able to
light.
make some mistakes. He gonna be able to make
Yeah,
some mistakes and do his thing.
yeah, because he was
Yeah.
Miami had him as I guess you want to say 1A
Hmm.
in my opinion with Hero and then Band, but yeah, he gonna want to prove that he's an All Star again next year. So, but I like the young core. So he was one that stood out, and then I seen Darren Peterson. Same thing
Oh
he showed me
man,
at Kansas. He's smooth, man. He's smooth.
he makes it look too easy, bro.
I was
He
like,
makes it
man,
look
I was like
way too
he
easy.
get 30 in his sleep.
Yeah, he makes it look way too. And the last time and I hate to sound like everybody else, but the last time I saw somebody score so easily, it was KD coming in.
Yeah,
That I mean, he comes off the pick and roll. He's gone into the low post. He has all of that, like everything. So I see where when I heard people saying that he kind of remind him of Kobe in a way, kind of remind him of those old school two guard. I could see it. He wanted them. He wanted them, and yeah, I don't. I can see. I'm just my only hold up is I hope that I'm not gonna play a lot of minutes is gonna happen when he gets to the league, which I don't think it will. I think it was just a college thing, but man, if he hits, Utah is gonna be something serious.
yeah, they got a nice little
Utah is gonna be
young up
something
and coming
serious.
group. But if his injury, if I don't know, see, it's funny because I don't know if it was really a lot of injuries with him or it was more. I already know I'm top
B,
two in
B.
the draft, so do I
Nah,
really
B.
need to play?
B.
You know what I
He
mean?
the NIL. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something about NIL right now, man. These kids not playing around with they get their money and they ready. If they league ready, they don't care about college like how we used to care about college. I remember back in the day we used to sit around and wait for Jerry McNamara to get on the court, Carmelo to get on the court for Syracuse and watch St. John's religiously because we knew the starting five. Now you don't know these guys because everybody's getting NIL and everybody moving around everywhere. So I could see where he got his money he signed maybe 2 endorsement deals and was just like, listen, I'm not finna get hurt going into the league. I'm gonna preserve this and make it look like, because Bill Self, every time they asked him about it, he couldn't give a solid or 100% answer, and it was kind of like I said. I hope that same mentality doesn't follow him into the league, and it's kind of shrugged off by the end of the summer, and we can look at him and say, all right, he's gonna be one of them ones. But that's the only reticence. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, I'm not worried about that. Nah, I'm not worried about that right now. But I just hope it doesn't follow him.
Yeah, I think those that know he wasn't really hurt like that, and I didn't believe it because I'm like, ain't no way he keep coming back, and then he's sitting out. I'm like, if that's the case, because if it's really your calf, you just wouldn't play. I'm like, I think
Bro,
it's more. He, like you said, he got his money, he got his bread. I already know I'm top 2 in this coming draft. I'm not really worried about getting no college championship for Kansas, but I may make an appearance in the tournament one time and then wrap it up. So, but he's the goods. Like, he pretty much was correct because I'm like, it's too easy. Like left, right, pull up, 3-pointer, midi, to the rack, easy with it. And he got the He got the right mentality. Like I heard a couple of his interviews. He seemed like he want to be a dog in the NBA and really
yeah, he
prove.
does. He does.
So,
He
and
does.
then you had AJ the Banster. I'm kind of like, he seemed inefficient to me. Um, like he seems like he needs the ball in his hands, and I don't know, being in Washington, if that's going fare well with Trey there, who also needs the ball in his hands. And then you got AD, but he looks athletic. He looks like he can get to the rim.
The whole squad is a mixed bag right now, man.
Yeah, so. But I like the rookie. I like the rookie class. And you mentioned you watched the Knicks. The dude from France, KL.
We might
I
got
like
some.
I
We might
like what I
have
saw in
some.
him.
We might have some
Dog.
with
I'm
him.
like,
We might have some with him.
I'm watching him like, hold up. He may make a couple people in that guard rotation,
Deuce, because he
dispensable.
got the
Like,
handle.
yeah,
All I
he
was
can
looking
hold a
for.
rock. Yeah.
All
So
I
I'm
was
like,
looking
oh,
for. Because we know me and you both know we went through a championship run. We've been there with Deuce since the beginning. Deuce, as good as of a defender as he is, as small as he is, he doesn't handle the rock well.
no.
Doesn't handle the rock well. You can't have him running offense. You can't really put him in the pick and roll. So it limits you when you get him off the bench and he's the main guard, or he's the small guard, let's say, in the lineup. Somebody who got to bring the ball up the court because he has to get it out his hand immediately.
Yeah.
This guy, he's about 6'3", 6'4". He has a tight handle. I'm not telling you he's Kyrie, but he has a tight handle and can get the ball. It doesn't show in his assist numbers, but he's getting 2 and 3. You see him pass the ball and then get off. He gets off the ball and then he's moving.
Yeah, he's moving and
He's
relocating. And
he's
his
moving and
3-point
he'll
shot
get
was dropping too.
and it's smooth.
Yeah.
He's technically smooth. So he's looking real good. Nickel.
Man, baby Novak.
He can shoot.
Shoot. That boy got a ratty.
I watched one game and I swore for a minute. I said, "Wait a minute. Has he missed yet?" That's how that because and it's not as though he's just a stationary shooter. He's moving.
Yeah.
He comes off
They
of the
both,
pick.
yeah, come up the pick, he can shoot real quick. And they both showed me with movement that is great for this team, because relocation, getting, passing the ball, relocating, being ready to shoot. And then one other thing that he showed me was his tenacity and
Yeah.
defensive acumen
Yeah.
out there. Like
Yeah.
he may not be, one of
He-
those lockdown defenders, but
He's not
his
a
energy.
traffic cone.
Yeah, he's not a traffic cone. He going,
Not a traffic cone.
put some effort into it, and I like those two. Out of everything I seen, I didn't really watch the game like that, but I seen highlights of those two, and I'm like, okay, we got something with dude from Khalil, and then also with our baby Novak. I'm like, these two can crack the rotation,
I like
and
I really like Khalil. Khalil, I feel like by the end of the season, Khalil will be somebody that we looking at and depending on. And the best part about it is he can play on the ball and he can play off the ball.
Yeah, man.
So he's not the type of person that's going to get upset or feel a type of way because he's not on the ball. You can put him on the floor with Jalen Brunson. You can put him on the floor with, Alvarado, and know that it's not just going to be, you don't have him on, you're going to be offensively stunted at that position. He's going to do something. I just need him to hit shots. Once he gets to the league, he has to hit shots. Once he hits shots, he's in the rotation. Mike Brown already. His rotation is long. So
Yeah, he gonna try some things out, which is good because he did that last season, and people were scratching their head for some of the season, but the man was a bad scientist. He knew what he was doing. He ended up with a championship, so you can't fault him. But there's some decisions got to be made because they got one spot left. They need a backup center, and dude is talking about I'm not going back to France. Like,
and he's adamant about it too.
yeah, he's like I came to play.
He said
here
it.
in the league.
He said it after a game, and I think it was already put out before Summer League came out that Leon Rose and they were gonna send him back over, and he said it after a game like I don't want to go back. I want to be in the rotation, and I like that mentality because you trying to repeat, trying to be a contender again. You need that, and we need young players on the team. We need fresh legs.
Yeah,
because it's not going to be easy to get through another 82 after you just been through.
It works because Deuce is coming on. He's coming up on. I think this is last year on that team friendly contract, and if he keeps producing, what you can do is at February deadline, you can get him out of here, and that's how you keep the because they good with this cap, and keeping these contracts at a minimum. And getting great production out of it. Brock Aller and Walt Perrin. Great with draft picks and then, getting that money together. So this is the guy, he said he didn't want to go back to France and he putting his money where his mouth is and showing them, listen, that Deuce decision, I can make it easier for y'all if you really want me to out here. So I like that. I like that a lot.
All right, listen, I'm a little miffed on Dadier. What's going on with Dadier? Because he's not really, he didn't really show out in the summer league. I'm going to tell you the truth. And we're not hearing anything about him. And that doesn't sit well with when it regards to me. Or what are we trading him? Are we doing something? Because that's taking up a roster spot where you could use for somebody who is more useful, unless you're going to use him this year.
To do what though? Because to me, like I said, he's Frank Ntilikina 2.0. Like he's not. There's no improvement in his game. Like I don't see. They said he was a shooter. He doesn't hit enough for me when I see him in garbage time. It's not like he's taking over garbage time and showing that I could crack this rotation next season. When I watched him last season, summer league this year, I seen him hit a couple of shots, get to the basket, but nothing where I was like, okay, he needs to be here. I really think they may use his salary to get him, like I said, get him out of here. What they could do if they want to keep Khalil, and then use Dadier or somebody at the deadline to kind of get that third string center or backup center, depending on how Drummond is played over the first half of the season. But I really think Dadier money is going to be moved at some point because he's not better than any of the wings, and Diawara's already lapped him as far as being next up in that rotation as a wing player. So it's just unfortunate, but I haven't seen any growth.
None, because right now I'm looking at the stats on the website right now, and he shot 2 for 13 from 3 for the two games in the summer league, 15% from 3, and they said he's no touch from the perimeter. It doesn't bode well, and doesn't bode well. And then Tyler Nichols the same size, and you getting something from him. You getting something live from him. Right? I mean, right now, Tyler Nichols 6'7", he's 6'8". It's not much, but
I'm taking Tyler Nickel. I'm taking double nickel. At this point, from what I've seen and what we need, I'm taking double nickel just because it's shooting. Like the boy, he was lights out in college, and he lights out in summer league. So it can only transition to whatever minutes if he gets any in the NBA. But I'm pretty sure he'll be a Westchester guy from time to time as well. But
he'll
yeah,
probably go in
Dadier,
2A at the beginning.
yeah, yeah, probably. I don't. He's a second round, right? So yeah, they probably can get him
Yeah, he's
on.
the second round.
Yeah, I think they probably get him on like a prorated second round contract or two
Wow.
way.
Yeah, he led the season so far. I know the summer league isn't exactly done yet, but he's leading the summer league in 3-point percentage,
Yeah,
45.8, with
yeah, that is
anybody
crazy.
who's shot over 22. So he's shooting 45.8, averaging 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 block over
Listen,
2
man.
games. So the Knicks, hey, I know we're used to being bad and hyping up these second round picks and all that type of stuff, but the Knicks are proving, man, we normally hit on them. We normally hit on these second round picks, and this one
Yeah,
is looking really good. Really,
yeah, I
really
like
good.
it.
Last game, he had 18 points. He went 6 of 10 for the 3, missed 1 free throw, and was 6 of 11 from the field. Well, come on, man. I don't.
Yeah, that's
You expect that
definitely
type of
a
production from
question.
a first round pick?
Yeah, they definitely hit on those two second round picks, and they raised some questions that the Knicks gonna have to answer as far as the back end of that rotation,
Rotation,
my
yeah.
rotation, the back end of the whole roster, to see what they want
Hmm.
to do. Because from my standpoint, those two rookies, they can be ready, and you need to break that glass for an emergency. You know, they up there. It's just like with Tyler Kolek. Even though he didn't play, I got it. They got Tyler Kolek. He's another point guard that's in the log jam up there. So they're gonna have to make a decision on what they want to do. I personally think they probably send dude back to France, unless
Hmm.
they can make a way to get him and keep him in Westchester and bring him up. I think you get like two-way players, and they gotta.
Yeah, you get
I think
to. You get to.
you can stay on the team about 50 games or something like that, right? Before they got to go
I
back
think
down
it's,
permanently.
yeah, 50, 50.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
50. I'm looking at it right now. It's 50.
yeah, so I think Double Nickel he's on the team. I think he just sits the bench. I don't really think they're gonna send him down too much, just because of his production and what he can do. Like he's valuable. So we'll see what happens. They got a couple months to work some things out. The league is still in disarray. LeBron, what we doing, baby? Um,
He's at the Fanatics
Free
Fest
agency,
right
this
now.
dude is fanatics on fanatics doing interviews talking about. I mean, it ain't gonna be too long, but bro, what we doing? Like this ain't 2010. This ain't even 2015, 2016.
15.
But you
Yeah.
42 years old. How long does it take to say you going X, Y, and Z? You holding up other stuff that the league is trying to do. So I'm like, dude is a diva to me, man. Like, I'm like, bro, this is all
When you said that,
dramatic.
you 42 years old, you know what that reminded me of? And I hate that. I hate to break the middle of the content, the middle of the podcast. But you remember when Cam was dissing Jay-Z on "You Gotta Love It," and he cut the song and was like, "You 42 years old. How you the
Yeah,
king of New York wearing sandals with jeans,
yeah, man. Jesus
open
said,
toe sandals,
Chiquetas.
chancletas with jeans on?" Yeah. So yeah, LeBron is doing too much right now, man. I think he needs to sign because at this point, I think this point during the summer, teams should have known what they got, who their guys are going to be, what their rotations are going to be, and he's kind of messing that up for maybe a few teams. I know the Knicks are out of it. What is it? The Heat, the Timberwolves, the Sixers. Who
Sixers
else
and
is
the
up there?
Cavs.
And the
Yeah, I
Cavs.
think he said that the top three was Heat, Sixers, Cavs, and then they keep throwing the Warriors in there because saying he had a conversation with Draymond and the fact that Draymond opted out of 27 million. So they
Remember
still, I
Draymond ain't
guess,
signed yet.
up there. But to me, it's time to make a decision because personally, I had put this online earlier. I was like, at this point, it doesn't really matter where you go. You're not winning the championship with any team that you go to.
That's
I
a
just
fact.
don't see it. Um, I don't see it with the Sixers because of Embiid. I don't see it with the Cavs because of their team. Um, any team led by
No team that got James Harden. No team that got
James
James
Harden.
Harden.
Yeah, any
Right.
team with James Harden, I'm not believing in. I don't care who you put on the team. Um, and then you go to Miami. I'm just packing the defense in. Like, I can't shoot. The three best guys on the team can't shoot. Um, and you go to the Warriors. Okay, is legacy. You're not winning nothing out there. You're not coming out the West. You're not better
That's
than
it.
the Spurs. You're not better than OKC. You're not better than Minnesota. You're not better than Denver. You may not even be better than the Lakers with the benches
I
they
don't
put
think
together, and Luka being healthy. So, I
the
mean,
Warriors,
might as
if he
well.
signed with the Warriors, they would be the 2016 Country Club.
Yeah, was everybody over 36?
Yeah, they'd be the 2016 Country Club. Everybody from that 2016 finals just pack in.
Yeah.
They'd be the Country Club.
So, and then what's going to happen is the dominoes will start falling because once it's like I could see if he was younger, but now they're gonna do the same thing because he gonna sign somewhere, and then you're gonna get all these veterans that want to try to chase a championship and start doing
Mm-hmm.
this mid-level and um, veteran
That minimum,
signing,
yeah.
vet minimum and everything. So I'm like, hurry up, man, and get this done, like so we can see where these people going, because you got other guys that you know I want to see what DeMar DeRozan is going to do. I really want to see with Jalen Duren, what they're going to do in Detroit because that's interesting now for me. So I need
But
LeBron to
is
get out
that
the way. So
that's you think LeBron's holding that up, or is it just stalemate between him and Detroit? Because
it's not holding it up. I think it's not getting the news cycle that it needs to. Because I think if it gets the news cycle that it needs to, then we get to see exactly how long they going you know play this out. Because Jalen Durant don't want to be there. He think he worth whatever he worth. He didn't show that in the playoffs. Detroit said we're not paying you that. So now it's like, what are we doing? You signed the qualifying offer. That basically mean you out of there. Um, or are they going to bend and give him his bread? But it's easy to do that now because LeBron is taking the damn spotlight. Like, bro, you too old for this. Move. Let's make your decision. Go home, get your rest, and let's move, man. Because I want to hear
until
about
the
other teams.
yeah,
Um,
until the league is letting him do this,
yeah,
they're
every
letting him do
time.
this. They're letting him do this, and he's going on, let's say, tour, and he's yet to decide. He could have announced it today. Because that's what I
Yeah,
was looking at. I'm like, yo, he's at Fanatics. All right, maybe he can announce it today. Fanatics almost done. It's probably over now. And he ain't said
yeah.
nothing. He ain't said not a word. And it's just
He
like,
said it's
come
coming
on, man.
soon. He said it's coming soon. Like, bro, I don't want to hear that
But he
coming
said
soon
that
shit.
last week. He said that
Come
last
on, bro.
week, bro. We in the same age bracket. Like it's time to give it up. And I think Amon Shumpert said something. Amon Shumpert said something a while ago. Shout out to Amon Shumpert. He said that LeBron is he is who he is because he got money at 17. So he's always going to look at himself as a 17-year-old kid. He looks at the game the same way. He looks at everything the same way. And I think that's what it is, because this is overly childish. And sorry to you LeBron fans and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I can go ahead. This is overly childish. And I think everybody can admit that. As somebody who's my age, I got a wife, kids. Like, bro, I don't want to sit here and wait for a LeBron James decision to know what I'm going to do with the basketball the season. And then they got Adam Silver out here talking about the games, the scheduling is depending on what he does. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't want to. I don't. He shouldn't be holding up the league like this at 42. And I don't care. He's not. He's not that anymore. And this is the problem where we're going to run into, where we're going to run into an area where the league kind of start looking funny, because once he leaves, who do you have?
pretty much that can dictate the league the way he has. Really, nobody. Maybe Luca.
Nah, Luka don't play no defense. They're not gonna give him
He
that.
don't play no D. But as far as star power is concerned, nobody really. Yeah, like anybody. At Ant would have. Ant Edwards would have to win a couple of championships to get that type of cachet. But there's nobody. But he got that cachet because he came in the league with it, and he was able to sustain it. Like, don't get me wrong, LeBron is great. He's number two to me behind Jordan, as far as
Right.
greatest player ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And he came in the league with that, and then he built that cachet off of that, and then doing stuff outside the lines of the NBA, where he was marketing, which he's doing now with Rich Paul. Like Rich Paul is openly marketing him on that podcast he got with Max Kellerman, and that's been the whole thing. Even with the decision, the first one, taking it to Westchester, using the Knicks by being in New York, going
And
to
I thought that was the same
going
thing
to
that he was
Cleveland.
doing today.
Yeah, so it's and I don't see this. There's nobody uh, that has that same cachet as LeBron. So it'll just be business as usual, with a few guys that you consider superstars when it's time. But again, free agency, will it really be free agency moving forward? With the way that the second apron is
Yeah, but
going, the way,
they talking about discussing it in the next CBA. So if it and that, I think that could become a stalemate between the owners. Well, not to say the owners, but the governors or whatever they want to call themselves, and the NBPA. I think that's going to be a big thing between the two of them because I don't think the owners are going to want to give that up, and I don't think that the players want it at all. So free agency might be shaken up going forward. I think we might be running into a lockout, another one of them lockouts like 2011. So I mean, like I said, we'll see.
it seems like it because that it's crippling teams. And when I say free agency, it's like guys will get traded before they hit free agency because
Hmm.
teams are going to sit there and say, "Well, I'm not losing this guy for nothing." So if he not trying to resign, and we know we can't resign him because of the second apron. Even with that CBA coming up, but over the next year or so, even if we can't resign him, because we don't want to go on the second apron, then we trading them. So you're not getting the top guys in free agency. You start getting fringe players that are free agents, and you
And
got these
guys who,
guys, working overtime, circumvent the
mhm.
cap. So I don't know.
Yeah, and
It's
look at Wemby's deal, and the NBPA can be great with that guy taking a team friendly deal at this point. Nah, I don't think so.
so being that you said that, do you think that teams are taking a page out of the Jalen Brunson situation,
Absolutely,
and
you don't.
players are sitting
You
there
don't got
saying, "Let me take less."
absolutely, and I think that a lot of people. I hear a lot of people talk about how the Knicks have shaken up the league or have given a blueprint to the league of how to circumvent the what you call. It's true. It's true. You have to make sure that your star player is going to be the lead and take that. If that was the case, I think LeBron would have signed by now. Right or wrong? You be we would remember, I think like 2013 or 2014, whatever the year was that I believe KD got his deal. Was it KD when he got his deal in Golden State? Remember the amount of every 5 seconds you was looking at your phone and Woj would drop a bomb and it would be a dude have a max contract.
Yeah,
X signed a
and
max contract.
you was
This
looking at
person
like,
signed a max
man,
contract.
yeah, and they wasn't even worthy of it. Like people was getting money, and I was like, "Yo, they getting lifetime
I'll
set up
never
money."
forget the Timothy Mozgov. Timothy
Yeah,
Mozgov got I think it was 24 million per year. I mean, that's nothing now, but it was like 24 million per year for like 4 years. And you was just looking at it like, what is going on? Now you don't see that. It's X person signed a veteran minimum. X person signed a 2-year mid-level exception. This down the free agency is going. It's dying. They're squeezing free agency to death. And who? The thing is, my question is, who's to blame for that? Is it the LeBron situation or is it the KD situation? What is to blame for that? Because I think you got to look at the big canon events and say, all right, what do we blame for what free agency is now? Is it when 2010, when LeBron,
So
Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade signed in the same place, or is it the KD? And then you had the big deals with who else signed? Kobe. I want to say Kobe had a big deal too, but it was a couple
so
of them.
with
But I'm asking you,
the
what do you think
issue,
is a
so to me, it was it's a couple things. Is they was giving out money to people that, in my opinion, didn't deserve it. It was getting big bags and big deals. So what that did was that's how you got the second apron introduced because owners were like, you know, giving out too much money, and we got to make sure that they're not trying to keep, and you can just keep adding players or whatever the case is. So you got the second apron. So now you have teams that are saying we can't build a sustainable team because the guys that we drafted, if they become good, how can we keep them? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, look at Oklahoma City. They have a bunch of guys that they had, and they had a bunch of first round picks. They had a bunch of guys on rookie deals, and now a lot of those guys are coming up where they want to get paid because they outplayed their contract. But you can't keep the team together because your top guys are making 50, 60 million dollars. So now you're like, okay, you're extension eligible. We can give you a 5-year, $300 million extension, but now you're gonna be playing mediocre basketball, second round exit because you don't have the pieces around you. So when you said that the Knicks shook up the NBA, I really think people looked at the way that the team was made up because this is not a 1-year thing. This is going on a 4-year situation where you were getting guys in trades. You were getting guys to sign team-friendly deals. You got your star player to sign a team-friendly deal who left $113 million on the table. So other teams are looking like, oh, okay, this seems like a blueprint. We can try to do that because if, just for say, if Ant Edwards is making 70 million, LaMelo Ball is making 60 million, you already at 13 million dollars. Salary cap is 162 million, 172 million. What you doing? So, it's funny, but they're gonna have to take a look at it, see what they can do to fix it because players still want to get paid, and
mm-hmm.
the owners still want to try to win championships because that's what, well, some owners are in it for that. So, and it's gonna be hard. Like you're gonna see a lot of movement over the next 2 years with a lot of these teams that had guys that was producing for them and they were on team-friendly deals. Like we were saying, even though it's at a lower level, Deuce McBride, I think he was on a 3-year, $13 million deal.
Yeah.
Regardless if he can't handle the rock or not, he can shoot, he can play defense. He's looking at $15 million a year.
First, precisely, and he's a key piece to a
Yeah,
championship
and
team.
he won a championship, and
He
was
got a value.
contributing. So
Mm-hmm.
things like that, because now you're like, okay, it's not the top guys, it's the back end guys that are really putting out and producing. Um, so what happens? You can't keep me. I look at Mitch. Mitch plays 15 minutes a game, but Mitch is worth what he got paid. Mitch is worth 15, 16, 17 million dollars a year
Mm-hmm.
because of his impact on the court in those 15 minutes. Knicks were at the second apron. You love to keep him, but you can't, and you can't keep saying, you know what, take this little bit of money, Mitch. We got you on the next one. There ain't gonna be a
Yeah.
next one soon because he's getting older. So
Mm-hmm.
you lose things like that. But if you're a smart team, yeah, you can replace it. But it's difficult, man, because you get used to these guys. But this is what good drafting, good development does. It becomes a
Mm-hmm.
problem down the road because people got to get paid.
Yeah,
So
because I mean, look at OKC, and maybe
yeah,
next 2 years OKC will probably be unrecognizable. They had the penny pinch and give Isaiah Hartenstein his money this year. So when you look down the line, what's going to happen with J-Dub? What's going to happen with when you got to sign SGA if he's going to take that bigger contract? Because I know the next one is coming up. Maybe in the next 2 years.
Next 2 years, yeah. Look, and
Next 2
you know,
years,
Casey Wallace going to want his money. Look what they had to do with the
precisely.
2 guys that they shipped out.
And then AJ Mitchell, you got that
Yeah,
kid coming up. You got so many guys
yeah.
on that roster, and because they did such a good job drafting and such a good job acquiring picks, that now we're looking at them and saying, all right, what you gonna do with all of that? What you gonna do with all of that? And then by the time you look around, they're picked to hell, and they end up something like Phoenix. You understand? So it.
Like, you don't want to be Phoenix. Like, there's no path to relevancy. You don't want to be certain teams where you got guys that are on there making $70 million, and you got to put fringe players around. Like, it's just not feasible to me. But yeah, definitely a lot of them guys on OKC will be in a different uniform in a couple years.
If
It's just
this holds up, if they don't come to an impasse where they gotta switch it up or drop the second apron, I think a lot of these teams would be falling apart. And as sad as it is to say, if our guys don't start taking team friendly deals, we gonna fall apart pretty quickly too. Because who we got coming up? We got Cat coming up.
Cat.
We got
Well,
Mikal.
Cat is only one.
Coming.
Mikal, new deal.
No, Brunson got a new deal in 2 years.
Yeah, you're right.
Brunson got a deal in 2 years.
Mikal new deal kicks in this season.
Okay.
But I really think the window for us is another 2 years,
Yeah, for sure.
maybe a third, before they got to start moving guys or looking to see what they can do to keep us relevant.
I mean, it's, and I hate to turn this into a Knicks-centric podcast, but do you think that's really the case? Because normally when you talk about how great guys are or how great teams are, we talk about athletic prowess. You talk about high flying, doing all that extra stuff. The things that the Knicks do to be successful aren't necessarily that, which is why I think part of the reason why this iteration of the championship team is special, because Brunson's game technically can age really well, because most players transition to the post late in career, as I've seen it. I think Cat's going to be able to shoot for the rest of his career, at least. Mikal, I think he can play the same way for the rest of his career. He reminds me a little bit of AC Green. I mean, we talking about with the Iron Man stuff, but he reminds me a little bit of AC Green. I think he'll play that way into his career. He's sustainable. He's not injury prone, and I think he stays that way. OG might be the only guy you really worry about because he is athletic. So outside of that, I don't know. I want to say it's 3 years. I want to put it at a solid 3 years, but I don't know how we can really map, because we haven't really seen a team put together like this without really that super athletic guy.
See,
and win.
But I'm coming from more of a financial. How does it look financially, and then age-wise? Not really saying that they can't compete at a high level for more than 3 years, but you got extensions coming up. Extensions are not. You can do 1-and-1s if you want, but mostly extensions are 3-4 years. So you're looking at these guys, they 29. Just say, for example, Mikal, he's going into, I think, a 4-year extension this season. He's, 29? So you're looking at 30, 31, 32, 33. You're not extending him again. Josh Hart is 29. He got an extension probably coming up in another 2 years. So that's 31. I'm talking about as far as age is concerned, and then having a lot of guys in. You're not. So it's more of, are you going to do a 1-and-1, just to stay now? And then in my mind, I'm like, this team is going to be competitive for the next few years, right?
Yeah.
The more you win, the more people are going to sit there and say, okay, I want to go play with JB. Like, JB, his game is play deep into his 30s because he's grounded. He's not gonna lose his knees. He's not gonna lose his jump shot. He doesn't lose his
Mm-hmm.
footwork. So when you winning, say just for example, they win another championship within the next 2 or 3 years. It's young guys that'll sit there and say, okay, yeah, let me go to New York, see if I can go team up with JB and then take that mantle once he's on his way out. You see how that works? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because it has to be something where we don't want to go another 20 years being the way we was from 2000 to now. We want to,
Yeah.
get guys in that is going to sustain that, even though the front office may change. But I would, surmise that they would get competent guys to take over for Leon Rose and them. You never know, can't tell the future, but I would hope so. And with that being said, you would set yourself up to have some of these young guys that are in some of these places that, okay, we got drafted here, but damn sure know what, we ain't trying to stay here longer than
Mm-hmm.
the rookie contract. We really trying to get on that stage. And we would have the money to say, okay, yeah, we can come, you can come over here. We got money. We got free agency. We got picks. Um, to if you want to get out of there. You understand what I'm trying to say? Not
Yeah.
particularly the style of play. The style of play is great. I just know when you extend players and they on the other side of 30, it's not that first few years, it's them last years where it's like, okay, we stuck on these albatross contracts and we can't get off of them. Now we back in the doldrums, the dark ages of the Knicks where you got these, you can't do nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, but right now, I'm not worried about it. I'm so eager to see them back on the court, to see this offense start to play over this next season and see what they can actually do. To be honest
Mm-hmm.
with you,
Yeah,
so
for
man,
sure.
don't
For
worry
sure.
about it. We can be Knicks centric, man. We Knicks fans, so people gonna have
I
to deal
mean,
with it.
sure, they gonna have to feel that.
Have to
But
deal with it. So
yeah,
I
they
ain't
gonna have to
worried
deal
about
with
it.
it. They gonna have to
Speaking of
deal
New
with it.
York,
Mm-hmm.
the Jay-Z weekend, did you
Oh my god.
watch it? Did you be able to see the stream? What
Tapped
did you
in a
think?
little bit. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Been tapped in a little bit. That's my guy, 100%. I'm a huge fan. I was tapped in a little bit. The weekend was super busy, but I tapped in a little bit. The fanfare was crazy. The Beyonce doing the head shaving thing was, of course, insane. Of course, the performances, everything was insane. Um, man, it again. This is adding to the mystique of the New York summer. So we I couldn't believe it. I was watching that at one point. I'm like, yo, we really outside this year. Like,
Oh
like
man,
we really outside this year. So I'm huge again, huge J fan, and I think that this was good for the culture. This was good for, as the kids say, the towns. Uh, just to kind of bring New York back to being a centric or center stage, let's say. So it was a big thing for me, and it made me feel better about just New York in general, especially what we started off with. It makes you feel better about that because over the last couple of years, there's a lot of, and I'm not going back to that, but there's been a lot of things about like drill and 6ix9ine and all that, but it brings it right back home to what we were back in the
yeah.
90s and the early 2000s, and it tells you, okay, this is what it's supposed to look like. You know what I mean? So I was really happy about that. Yeah, really happy about that. What was your views on it?
Like I caught I caught all three on the streams. People were streaming them on YouTube. So shout to Nerd Nash for that crispy stream that he had set up for YouTube. So I caught first night, I caught the second night, and then even I'm old. I stayed up and caught the third night till like 3 in the morning, even with all the nonsense that was going on the third night. But overall, it was good to see the city out. Stars, people, whole city came to the Yankee Stadium,
Mm-hmm.
supporting, wanting to do, regardless what you think of his, personal life or his business dealings or whatever the case is. From a music standpoint, it was good to see people come together and enjoy something that they grew up on, and able to see it be performed. And then you got to see some of your favorite artists come out and join them. The Eminem joint was crazy to me. Eminem Live is, I'm not a huge Eminem fan, but Eminem Live and the way he can, his breath control and the way he raps
Yeah.
is just crazy to me. So that was a good thing. Who else? Who else would I enjoy seeing? The Nas joint, first night,
Yo,
them rapping each other's joints. I don't know if you've seen it. Incredible, impeccable situation. Two icons on stage. So it was a good look for the summer
and I
for
think,
New
and
York City.
yeah, and I'm not. I hope I'm not aging either me or you, but to see that, and I know them squashing the beef is years old, but to see that at my age, after what I had to go through on Hot 97 and mixtapes and everything, with them two just being head to head is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So yeah, I enjoy that because he definitely takes you back to the Hot 97 freestyles, the Nas getting kicked off of Summer Jam. He was gonna have a joint lynching Jay-Z, the Ether, the Takeover, all the nonsense. It was good to see them on stage, grown and showing. Listen, man, this is iconic. This is legends. This is legendary, and just enjoy yourself out here. There was no problems that other than the third night, people outside couldn't get in. But as far as
Yeah,
any,
yeah.
they didn't report no violence. They didn't report no real issues. So
Right, that's how it's supposed to be.
that in itself, as hip hop, is crazy and excellent. Like this is what we missed, man. Like being able to get people from all over the city, all over the town, to come and enjoy themselves and leave peacefully, and have that in they feather in their cap for the summer. So hopefully, do got an album dropping sometime in the fourth quarter. It seemed like it. Usually,
I hope
we cut his
so.
hair.
Yeah, listen, I hope so.
So
I hope so. I hope so. I think hip hop needs it. I think
yeah,
hip hop needs
absolute
it.
hip hop.
I, I
That
think
makes
hip hop.
everything better, man.
Yeah, I think hip hop needs the breath of fresh air, where he's concerned. Because right now he's the greatest. He's the greatest to ever do it alive. Right now, I mean, I give Biggie his flowers. I give Pac his flowers, but I think Jay's the best to ever do it alive right now. Him, Nas, them guys, man, and I
Yeah,
have
him and
them.
Nas. Shout to Nas for the for the last couple years holding it down with Mass Appeal,
Oh yeah, oh
giving
yeah,
those
for
flowers to
sure,
the old
for
school
sure.
artists and putting those albums
Hmm.
out. The 50 years of hip hop, the concert that he did at Yankee Stadium. So it's good to see the old guard, if you want to call them that, showing that listen, we still
Yeah,
are a hip hop
ageism,
community.
ageism dead, bro.
Yeah, because no other genre, people talk about age. Man, you see these country guys, they be 90 years old, still
Still
out
doing it.
there
Still doing it.
coughing up dust and singing and shit. So why we
Yeah,
can't
still
do it in
doing it.
hip hop? Why I got to be? Oh, you old? Get out of here. Make room for yeah. You can make room for the new guys, but it's not.
But everybody's
We can
gonna have
still
they
make
because
music.
right, and that's where I think it stands because right now I think we grew up with them, so we relate to them on every stage. Now, look at Jay. Jay. Let's just use for Jay for it. 'Cause Jay's a parent. Jay talking about different things that I can relate to him now. He's a dad. He's a husband. Them things. So I can kind of relate to him. I can't relate to I'm gonna just throw a name. I don't even know these new YB Axel or whatever they want to call whoever. And these out here talking about spinning the block. I don't have time for that. And while it might sound bouncy and everything like that, it to me, and I have a real crazy opinion. For me, is like those things are what is suffocating hip hop because it doesn't give credence to its essence. It doesn't give credence to its essence. It has its place, but it doesn't give credence to its essence. When I was growing up and we had Dipset and we had the Locks and we had D Block, uh, we had State Property, all of those guys. Yeah, they were selling drugs and doing all that type of stuff, but it was in the music. You understand what I'm saying? Now people taking it too literally. and they out there stepping out and doing everything.
Yeah,
So
because people gotta live up to their name. Like when it was coming up, it was they telling you what they did. They telling you what the outcome
hmm
was as well. So you can listen to the music and understand, okay, because say for instance, I grew up, I'm walking to school, I see crack vials on the ground, I'm seeing drug dealers, and I'm listening to music, and it's painting a picture of what I see, what I'm growing up in, but it's also giving you an understanding of there's consequences to it. You don't have to do that. And it's not something where now in the music, they gotta live what they rap. Or, as I always tell my wife, these guys are not really artists. They're criminals masquerading as artists.
as artists, yeah,
And then the mainstream um, record companies are promoting death and makes it easier for somebody to sit there and say, oh, okay, I can go out here, I can shoot up the block, I can get right in the studio and just start talking about smoking on dead ops, pissing on graves, and these white guys is coming
wow,
and saying, well, here's
wow,
$1 million, here's $1 million
disrespectful,
signing bonus. Come say that in
wow,
the studio. We gonna
disrespectful,
promote that.
wow, disrespectful. Why?
So,
I could never in a million years would I have imagined that would become a thing. Wow,
but that's what
disrespectful.
happens. That's what happens when there's no um when you can't differentiate with different genres of a group. There's no subgroups. Coming up, there was conscious rap, there was a
hmm
drug dealer rap, there was
hmm
you had a lane for the women, you had a lane for backpack rap. So there
hmm
was different subgenres within the genre of hip hop. Now all of that stuff is shunned. You can't. Nobody, of course. Oh, we don't want to hear that. We ain't trying to hear that. Like the line in Business Society, ain't nobody trying to hear that, Sharif.
Yeah,
Like so we need to get
because even
back to doing different things.
yeah, having subgenres. Because even when the whole Kendrick and Drake beef went on, and I hate to beat that dead horse, but even when that whole beef went on and they was dropping their joints back and forth, you saw a lot of the community that maybe me and you come from pop up, and they were breaking down lyrics, and everybody was like, we don't want to hear Kendrick with all that. Kendrick just he beat bopping, he preaching and all that. Like, no, he's not preaching. He's
He's
actually
rapping.
rapping.
Yeah,
like
he's
he's rapping.
rapping.
Like, and
And then
that's what it. Go
when you
ahead.
get stuff like that, look what he did. He was doing the whole I can rap. You cannot rap me. And what they say, oh, you can't make no club joint.
And
Biggest
he
club
did it.
record in a decade. Not like us.
You
That
can't
go
make you
on
can't make a
anywhere.
radio. Then you can't make a radio hit. He came out with Luther. It,
Come on.
so you can't really say that this version or the version that Jay-Z is purporting right now, well, not right now, but over the weekend in Yankee Stadium is dead. Because even look at the clips. I mean, that album was crazy. I
Yeah.
I had it on. It was in my rotation up until probably about a month ago, and even now I still bump FICO. I'm still
Oh man.
it's a couple of joints on there it, you don't switch that off when it comes on.
Road God is a
So
monster. So yeah, man. But that's how it goes, and I'm happy that people was able to get a little nostalgia, regardless of
mhm,
whatever happens moving forward with him, and if he got new music, whatever the case is. But nostalgia is always good sometimes because some people kind of get caught up in their everyday life, and sometimes it's good to hear something that brings back a good memory, depending on where you at in life. Even if you're doing good, if
mhm,
you're not doing good, you can sit for a couple hours and say, yo, 96, 97, 98, 2000, I was doing X, Y, and Z. I remember
fact.
this. I used to play this when I was in college, or I used to play this driving to see whoever. I'm on the road driving to see somebody, or I remember we put this on, and it's a good thing. So I was happy for that, and from there we'll see how it goes. Um, but for those that love hip hop, then you love the weekend. You can't get better than that with that guy and the people that is gonna always come out as soon as he make that call. He's one guy. You see, with Jeezy dropped his concert and came. Usher left the Chris Brown concert, came out. Ain't too many guys that can do that. So I definitely enjoy watching it. You know, it seems like everybody enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, and it was from what I caught a lot of it, and then a lot of the clips on social media. Yeah, it was lit, man. It was really tough. It was really tough, and it was really good. And you can see some in some of the playbacks that it was really good to be there. It was probably an amazing experience.
I'm,
And
I'm pretty sure.
again, like I said, bro, it is great. It's great. Outside of our leading news, is these things are great for the town, bro. They are great for the town. So we happy to
And
get New York back on the map is center stage of whatever's
yeah,
going
they
on right
need
now.
that. It's the way that things is going on. Definitely, New York is. When New York is good, as they say, when the Knicks are good, the NBA is good. When New York is good with hip hop is in a good place. And
Hmm.
hopefully, that can continue, and it'll spark other people. Um, Maybe not from that era, but from that was coming up to start making music and putting it out because it was a good run with a lot of these guys. I ain't gonna lie. It was some good music. The Clips. I like Slick Rick joint. Nas last joint. So we'll see what happens. But we definitely had a great time tonight, Nev. We hit on
For
a
sure.
bunch of different topics.
Hmm.
Always appreciate your opinion and your outlook on things. If
For
you got
sure.
something to
Same
say
here,
to the
bro.
people before we get out of here, go ahead, let them know.
Yo, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to Jay for making the town great again. And yeah, we out here. We gonna be here every week. I don't think we going nowhere right now. So shout out to y'all. Tune in, like, share, subscribe. Tell your mom, tell your uncle, tell Aki at the bodega. Tune in to talk nice.
Absolutely. We going nowhere. We here to stay. We back. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all listening. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what y'all think about it. Pros, cons, indifference. Let us know. That way we can work on what we need to work on to make this the best thing possible.
That's
Like you said, like, share, and subscribe. Absolutely like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we back again. Tell your moms, tell your father, tell your uncles, tell your aunts, tell your friends, share, and if you rock with us, then rock with us, and let everybody else know that it's something good, something different. Breath of fresh air is back, and we'll be back next week. We want to thank y'all. With that, we're going to sign out, and y'all have a great weekend and a great week coming up. You heard?